Well, I hate this thing still. So, Pagan Shooter here. I am back, and I've got a pistol that I've had on here before, and it is the Tisas Zig M1911. Now, just so we are clear, this is completely empty, no magazine. Now I'm safe to handle it without people saying, your finger's on the trigger. Watch out, he's pointing it at things in the other side of the room, which is completely empty, and nobody's going to get hit with anything because it's empty. Anyway, so this is the Tisas Zig M1911. It is a standard 1911, I believe, commander style. I do not remember. Actually, I believe that's accurate. And this I've had on my channel several times. I've taken it shooting. I was much heavier at the time, and people make rude comments back then about my weight, and oh well, you're having trouble with it because you're fat. Well, I take some of that stuff seriously because, well, when you are overweight and you are heavy, your hands are much fatter and beefier. And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe that's accurate, And I have lost some weight, so I took it shooting again. And I'm going to intermix some video of that in here. And a couple things I've realized over the time I've owned this gun. First, I don't like shooting it that much. The reason I don't like shooting it that much is it does pinch me. It does have some sharp edges that catch me, and I'm going to have to address that. The other thing I found is the standard magazine that came with it was an 8-round magazine. It was not very well put together, and it does cause jamming. Now, I have got these Magar aftermarket magazines for it, and they're flush fit. The ones that came with it are not flush fit. Now I can't get it in. See how that fits in there flush and smooth? The one that comes with it does not. And I've got that packed away somewhere here. I just don't use it because it does cause jams. These ones with the metal followers actually seem to function very well. They're very well put together. They're solid metal. The spring in them seem quite good. So I'm probably going to hold on to these and continue using these. However, the pistol needs to change. My problem is it catches me in the back of the hand, and you'll see I have some scarring on the back of my hand from this. It's actually where the hammer comes back, and there's two things that happen with this pistol. You've got when the slide comes back, you'll see the hammer will sometimes, let's see if I can get it into picture there, the hammer comes back, and it actually, if your hand is anywhere near this, will pinch you. The other part is right in this area, right in here. These are very sharp, and they do end up catching, and you end up with the tail here, the safety, catching your hand inside there, and it does end up cutting at you. It does end up pinching at you. And with most pistols, you want to choke up on the neck of the pistol quite a bit. You want to get up in there so you get a little more of the forced recoil back into your hand instead of flipping it up, and it allows you to control it a little bit better. The issue with this one, though, when you do that, is it does pinch and it does cut into you. And it makes it very uncomfortable to shoot, makes it very difficult to shoot. You anticipate that when you're shooting. And you'll see some of this in my extra video that I'm mixing in here. One of the other things I'm noticing when I'm doing this is I try to adjust my hold on it so it's not as high. So you have that little gap back here underneath. You'll see I can fit my finger there. When I did that, it allowed it to flip more, and it actually caused a failure to feed at one point. And that is the only failure to feed I got with this pistol. Now, with that said, there is some issues with this pistol I do need to take care of. They're not failure issues, they're things I don't like about it. The trigger has a little more take up than a 1911 should have. You'll see this is not cocked. You'll see how there's a little bit of travel there. Most 1911s don't have that much travel. In fact, let me cock it back. And I know, don't pull the trigger on a 1911 without something in the chamber, but you'll see there was a little bit of take up there. The take up is kind of, it throws you off because 1911s don't have very much of a trigger, doesn't take much to pull the trigger. So it does kind of throw you off a little bit. So there's a few things I want to do. First thing I have to do is I'm going to replace the hammer and the beaver tail. I want to make sure it has a full-size beaver tail, and I want the hammer to rest inside the beaver tail. This, and as well as I want it to mesh up with the frame of the pistol. Now, I've seen beaver tails and hammers for about $30 a piece, and I think I could get one for about that. The other thing I've seen is there are triggers for around $30 a piece, and they're adjustable triggers. So I feel I could get that and do that as well. That being said, I think I'm going to do some work on this and probably try to do it myself. Now, if it doesn't work for me, you know, I'm not all that upset about it. It's not a favorite pistol, and it is something that I can try doing in my spare time. Now, I probably won't videotape all of it, but I will try to do some of that, and that I will put on paganshooter.com. Now, I don't know when I'm going to start this. I will start a video when I get the parts, reviewing the parts, and getting some information about it, but tell me what you think. Have you done this before? Have you worked on one of these and gotten them up to your liking before? What did you do? Go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Give me a like, share, subscribe. Go check out my website, paganshooter.com. And this is Pagan Shooter. We'll see you next time.